Greetings once again from Victoria. My name is Garnet Schulhauser, and I'm the author of 5 books in the metaphysical spiritual genre: Dancing on a Stamp, Dancing Forever with Spirit, Dance of Heavenly Bliss, Dance of Eternal Rapture, and Dancing with Angels in Heaven. And all of my books deal with my dialogue and astral travels with my spirit guide, Albert. I am also a level 2 quantum healing hypnosis technique, or QHHT practitioner, which is a modality that allows me to put clients into a very deep hypnotic trance and then to regress them to one or more past, parallel, or future lives. And then after that, we make contact with the client's higher self to get the answers to all the questions the client brings with them to the session. But before we get into the serious topic of today, I'd like to relay a conversation I heard recently at our local pharmacy. I was standing behind a lady who was speaking to the pharmacist. The lady said, "I would like to buy some arsenic." And the pharmacist says, "Why do you want arsenic?" The lady says, "Because I want to kill my husband." And the pharmacist says, "I beg your pardon?" The lady says, "You heard me. I want to kill my husband because he's having an affair with your wife." And the pharmacist says, "Well, why didn't you tell me you had a prescription?" So today's topic is, do you have a cosmic twin? When I say cosmic twin, I mean a clone in another universe. Based upon information I have gleaned from my spirit guide Albert, and from the information I've received from the higher self from clients during QHHT sessions, the answer is yes, you may in fact have a cosmic twin living in a parallel universe. This happens when the universe you are living in splits into 2, and initially both universes are identical, but they change over time due to the random interaction of energy and matter and the free will actions of their life forms. So when the universe splits, although initially you and your clone are identical, you do end up living different lives because of the different free will actions you and your clone may make unknowns to the other clone because you're not aware of each other. When you are split into 2 to form a clone, your soul will end up occupying both you and your clone in the parallel universe. And this is because souls can occupy more than one life form at the same time. When both you and your clone die, and you end up back on the spirit side, your soul will then be reunited with itself, and it will then enjoy 2 life reviews, one for you and for your clone. The interesting thing about all this is that if in fact you do have a clone, when you end up back on the spirit side, you can review your clone's life and look back at its life and figure out why the clone had a different life than you did. When you look back at your current life, you will recall that you came to many different major decision points when you had to decide which fork in the road you were to take. At each of these decision points, you would have to make a major decision. Things like which college you should attend, which city you should live in, which job offer you should take, and which person you should choose as your spouse. And sometimes you may have wondered what your life would have been like if you had chosen a different action when you came to these major decision points. You may wonder what would have happened to your life if you had skipped that dance in college where you met your spouse, or if you had accepted a different job option from the one you took, or if you decided to live in a different city. These are all very interesting questions, but when you get back to the spirit side, and if you look at the life of your clone, you may get the answers to some of these questions. It's too bad that we're not allowed to know what our clone is doing in the other parallel universe. But this is by design, because otherwise we would spend too much of our time lamenting the fact that our clone made better decisions at these crucial points than we did. So when you die and return to the spirit side, if you did in fact have a clone, you'll be able to review that clone's life and make a determination in your own mind as to whether or not you made the right decisions or whether your clone made wiser decisions than you did. Just a matter of interest, because you can't change what has happened and it's just a matter of looking back on the two lives and figuring out how best to plan your next incarnation. Well, that's all for now, folks. Enjoy your journey, and remember to keep on dancing.